Welcome to A Brush with Magic Tarot. Today I will be doing a general reading for the sign of Aries. So happy birthday, Aries, for all of you that have already celebrated or are going to celebrate, or maybe today is your birthday. So happy birthday. Today we're going to start your reading with the Spirit Animal Oracle. Then I'll pull 3 cards for you, and then we will pull a Shaman Dream Oracle card, and then the Sacred Rebels Oracle card as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I've already pre-shuffled all these cards, so we can just get right into it. So our first card is Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan, number 35. Very nice. So let's go ahead and read the message. Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. In nature, the koala moves slowly through the branches of the eucalyptus tree, leisurely chewing the leaves, reminding us that life is not a race or a competition. Chasing around after every distraction can keep us from recognizing that we have all we need, and that spirit will always be there with gifts to sustain us. We are being asked to trust that by moving slowly with faith in the abundance that is everywhere, surrender to a power greater than yourself, you will be able to experience the manifestation of your desire. As you take your time enjoying the riches available to you right now, sitting peacefully, you begin to radiate the joy and abundance you seek. Spirit is here to help you. Spirit is here to help you discover happiness, pleasure, and contentment. All gifts that are yours now and in the future. Have faith and trust in Spirit's plan for you, and know that you are loved and cherished. That is a great message. Now, as I put the cards up on the screen, I want you to use your own intuition for this reading and see what messages come through for you personally. And this is a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate with you, please leave it behind. All right, so let's get started. So we have the 4 of Swords, 10 of Coins, and 9 of Coins. Very good. So when we look at the 4 of Swords, it usually is an indication of rest that is needed. And very often the 4 of Swords comes after a deep betrayal. And then we have the 10 of Coins, which generally can mean inheritance, which potentially some of you actually have gained an inheritance of some sort, but also is about the abundance of family and leaving a legacy and building up abundance, so that way you can leave things behind and have your own legacy, have your own inheritance to give. And then we have the 9 of Coins, and I see the 9 of Coins as actually kind of like the lady from the Aristocrats. I don't know if you remember that Disney film where the lady has her whole house to herself with just her cats, and she's just living her best life in her, in her mansion with her cats, and it's just luxury all over. So the 9 of Coins is definitely that kind of strong of an energy. So let's take a look and see what message we can receive from this. Now, Aries, you guys are a very passionate fire sign and very much go-getters, like you're all into everything, which is a wonderful aspect of your sign. And I'm seeing here that you are working towards a goal, and you have, or you are close to accomplishing a goal, and you are trying to manifest something very big and try to bring something large in your life. Maybe it's a goal that you've been working on for a really long time. Maybe it's some sort of just life experience of just bringing in the best that you can in your life. And you're definitely bringing in that abundance, and not just material abundance, but also like abundance of family, abundance of loved ones. And it seems that our 4 of Swords is here for a reason. So we are in this eclipse season and Mercury retrograde. So there is this feeling of some chaotic energy, but also just the energy of very excited to push forward and get to the next thing. However, it feels like there's almost like a lag or like a pause that is keeping us from just like getting things moving, almost like you're kind of chugging to get started, essentially. Like, when when like the old cars that you would have to wind in the front, and then they kind of sputter, and then they kind of get going and they chug a little bit, and then they can really take off after. It's kind of that feeling of just, you have these goals, you have this dream, you have this this like, and even if it's like mastering a skill or maybe getting a business up and running, but it's like you can see it, you have a plan, you have it figured out, and you just want it to go, but it feels like it's just like, it's almost frustrating how it's not like starting up. Like you're working with, like, you're trying to start a fire, but you have wet flint, and you're trying to get it, trying to spark, and it just won't do it. And I feel that the Four of Swords is here to kind of show you that your goal is coming. Like your success in this is coming. It's right around the corner. And there definitely feels like there's this pause, and there's power that comes from being placed in a pause where we can just take a moment, make sure all of our ducks are in a row, maybe not rush into it as quickly, and really make sure that we're good. And I'm not feeling like it's necessarily a process of like the things that you have set up aren't good, but more so about making sure that you're taking the time to rest, so that way you're not ending up in a burnout situation, because things are going to get going, and it's very clear that it's going to be very successful. But usually when it comes to success, it usually means a lot more more of our time is taken up, and we're running around a lot more. So to have that balance of just rest, like know when to rest, know when to sit back, and know when to go, if that makes any kind of sense. Because in our 10 of coins here, we have this man sitting on his little porch or his little deck, and he's watching his I'm assuming just his prosperity, all of his relatives, all of his loved ones around him, and it's like he's just sitting back and he's taking it all in. He's not rushing off to the next thing. He's not thinking he's sitting there he's going to be there a while. He has a pipe. So just knowing when to sit back and observe, knowing when to take action, and knowing when to rest. Now, I know this Four of Swords can be a little intimidating. This deck specifically is illustrated to represent different folklore around the world. But you can tell in this one specifically just how clearly wounded this wolf is. And when we're in this kind of position, you cannot give unless you are taking care of yourself. And this could be in any situation. You cannot be a creative soul. You cannot take care of your family. It's just anything that requires care and love and creativity. You need to make sure that you're taking care of those wounds, and make sure that they're all well healed before you can push and put your true heart and soul into something. Because if it's an empty vessel, then there's nothing to take from. And I'm getting this strong impression to be very mindful of your rest, to not just, oh, I'm going to go and I'm just going to doom scroll, or I'm just going to go watch a movie, but be very mindful of how you rest. What are the things that are going to fill you back up? Because there's a certain thing as like, okay, I'm going to go sleep, but then you wake up and you still feel tired, or you go and you find some sort of other activity like doom scrolling, and then usually you don't feel the greatest after. And, all of us are guilty of these things, but just being more mindful of where is your energy going, and where is it being, like, where is that taxing, exhausted energy? Where is the energy into like the necessary things to reach your goals? It all takes energy. So to make sure that we're actually mindfully resting. For me, like, I find that I feel very rejuvenated in taking a bath. And, my sister absolutely doesn't feel that way. She feels like she's in just hot soup, and that does not rejuvenate her at all. But I find water very healing. And unfortunately, I don't live anywhere where there's natural bodies of water, so the best I can do is a bathtub. But I find water very rejuvenating, very healing. So be aware of that. And then also where you're giving your energy out. There's some people that you can just feel just suck the energy right out of you. So just be more mindful of where your energy goes and how you feel your energy back up. Do you feel more relaxed and fulfilled after reading a book, spending time with your family, and really thinking about it and being very aware, because you are headed into prosperity and you are headed into a position where you are definitely going to need to have that energy to be successful, to reach your goals. And so the best thing you can honestly do for yourself is to be much more selective, like with how you spend your time. And if those people that drain your energy and it's not, received back, maybe take a look and limit those time spent with people like that. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I know in my own personal experience, there are certain people in my life that I choose very specific times to spend with them because it is more exhausting energetically to be with them, because they kind of tend to be takers, and it's not a bad thing. But when I know my energy level is low, I don't have that energy to give. So just be very mindful of that. And also be mindful of, when we are just headed for those goals, which are so good, and especially especially in the climate that we're in right now, that business, that hustle is very important. But don't forget to look up every now and then and just take in your surroundings. Find that time to pause, I know that sometimes when we're kind of forced to sit still, it feels like torture, and we don't want to be patient, and we just want to get it going and just take off. But sometimes there's power in that pause, because it gives us a chance to reflect. It gives us a chance to actually make sure that what we're pursuing is what we want. But also, too, to really hone in on those little details that will make it feel even more significant and even more like you'll be able to really see the care, like almost like, when you take the time to go over the last edit for like a label, like, like it's like a bakery label or of some sort, and you're designing the packaging and the boxes and everything, and then taking that little detail to be like, oh well, maybe maybe I'll change the font to look a certain way, or I like the texture of the stickers, if that makes any kind of sense. I like the feel of this paper for this business card, like over this, and actually taking that care and putting those little details in and putting that little bit more of yourself into what you're doing. And it doesn't have to be a business. It can be anything, because with everything we do in life, we give ourselves to that. When we interact with people, when we, smile at somebody, when we give them a compliment, when we are more aware of the things around us, and we give those little bits of ourselves to others. So just look up every now and then and try, and I know it's hard. Because you're a passionate group, but just there's power in a pause, and it's possible to still make progress even if it doesn't feel like it's moving fast enough. But you're definitely headed to that nine of cups with the luxury, the abundance, the contentment, like all of those things. And just kind of like what our koala spirit said, taking the time to appreciate the things around us, because when we're trying to pull in those manifestations and we're trying to bring in that law of attraction, the more we put, like, so if we put in that worry of like, oh, I need more money, or I need this, then it feels like there's a lack, and that energy goes into that worry, it goes into that uncertainty. But when we take the time to really appreciate everything that's around us, then that sends out a completely different feeling of energy, because we're like, oh, I'm so grateful. I know I'm so abundant, and it doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that there isn't more space for more things. Of course there is. There's always more space for love, for more family, for, and even people who, aren't necessarily in touch with their blood family, but, soul family. And I've seen this in my own life, that as I recognize and appreciate the things that are around me, it's almost like that the things I appreciate just grow even bigger, which is exactly what I see here, Aries. And especially with the ten of coins here, it's not just material abundance, which absolutely is there, but also just abundance in family, abundance in this legacy. So, Four of Swords, definitely some rest there, and it's possible that you even feel like you need to rest because of just some hard betrayals that have happened, because the Four of Swords does come after the Three of Swords, which is all about betrayal. And I definitely have so much love and sympathy for anybody that's been in that kind of situation. So if you have recently experienced some heartbreak or betrayal by the people that you were supposed to be taken care of by, I'm very sorry. And just know that with the Ten of Coins here, you're going to find those people. You're going to find your soul tribe, and it's going to be a soul tribe that is just going to fill your soul, and they'll encourage you, support you in your goals, and just absolutely just be everything that you hoped it would be. And just know, for some of you out there, that is that's seeking that out, that it's coming your way. And just take your rest, go inward if there's some shadow work that needs to be done. If you have any kind of just open wounds that need attending to tend to them. Go inward and really reflect on that, and give yourself so much compassion. And the Nine of Coins, especially, it's all about living, the lady from the Aristocats, just with her cats and luxury. But also don't forget to take that in with yourself and treat yourself that way. And I'm not saying don't go out and, spend money on things you can't afford or things like that. But just really be kind to yourself in that way, and to look at your soul and just be gentle and kind with yourself as you go through this transition, as you're, moving into this new phase of life, because this is definitely feeling like a new beginning, that with this goal, because the 10 is an end, but it also symbolizes the beginning of something different, something new, maybe even generational things that are ending here. But just, be kind to your heart, and don't feel bad if you have certain things that you're very much wanting to accomplish and you don't feel like it's happening fast enough. Like I was talking about, that pause that's there. And it could just be things needing to fall into place, but sometimes we need to rest so you don't reach that burnout. And that burnout can come from so many different sources, and especially with your mental health and things like that. Just give yourself some compassion and be gentle with yourself. This poor wolf has just been cut, from nose to tail. So just be kind to yourself and recognize that, and to, celebrate the little things too. Celebrate those small wins, because, all of us have different life experiences. All of us have different struggles and trials. And I know many people in my own life that I hold very dear to my heart, that, something as simple as a shower is such an amazing thing for them. And, to sit in a space and celebrate that with them is an amazing thing. And so if you don't have that kind of community, do that for yourself. All right. Celebrate those little wins, and give yourself time. All right. Because it takes time for the body to recover. It takes time for the mind to recover. And especially when it comes to past wounds and the things that have been inflicted on us, it takes time to rebuild trust, to rebuild trust in ourselves, to rebuild a sense of normalcy. Even just with the physical body, there are so many things that happen in our lives, and we're just expected to, just gird our loins and move forward, but it really takes a lot of time for bodies to heal. And for me personally, when it comes to my body, I have always been a slow healer. It has always just been in my nature. I get a scab or a cut, it takes forever to heal. So it's okay if you're a slow healer. And it's okay because you're listening to your body, you're listening to your soul, So give yourself compassion in that way, all right? Okay, so now let's look at some advice. Maybe we can see what our advice should be. Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, we have the Ten of Swords here, which is a sword of betrayal. So I'm assuming that through the course of you accomplishing this great thing in this new phase of life, that there has definitely been some pain in the past, whether that's generational or religious or, just toxic workplaces, because that's a very real thing. So definitely some pain, but we have the Queen of Coins here, which again is just all about abundance. And the Queen of Coins is just this and it doesn't matter that it's the queen, okay? This is just that feminine energy, all right? So it doesn't matter what your gender is or any of those things. The Queen of Coins is just overall that strong feminine energy, right? And the Queen of Coins is all about abundance, and it's almost like she's like the working mom that takes care of everybody, like from those 90s sitcoms and stuff like that. But she's just a regal queen who will make sure that her citizens have everything that they need, right? So this could be, you could see this as yourself, or even somebody, a feminine energy in your life, a mother, a grandmother, or even someone in your soul family. And even if it's yourself, that's absolutely fine. But just remember that strong feminine energy, and that you're being looked out for. And if this isn't anyone in your life, just know that this is very easily the feminine, like the divine mother, making sure that you're okay, that she's got you. And if you have people in your life that you think of when I talk about this energy, it's probably them. And that is such a wonderful gift to have people like that in your life that are there to take care of you, that are going to make sure that everything's okay, and that you can kind of lean on them. And don't be afraid to lean on people. If people are there, don't be afraid to really reach out and ask for help. All right, because right next to the Queen of Coins, we have the Nine of Swords, which is all about having some feelings of bondage around us, like we're in a tight spot, or there's lots of despair, and just feeling down on ourselves, maybe a little like depressed or anxious, but that we have a way out, and it feels a lot bigger than it actually is. And because when we focus so much on the negative, we can feel very trapped. So I would say definitely, with the Queen of Coins here, that to lean on that person as you feel these big feelings, and it's okay. It's important to recognize the feelings that we feel. Just don't dwell there too long, all right? And as you feel that kind of darkness coming in, or if you feel overwhelmed or anxious about things, to really reach out to the people around you, and just know that it's a very temporary state, and you will be able to move forward from this. This is just very temporary, all right? And with our community, with whatever community you have, don't be afraid to lean on them and ask for help when it's needed. And there's no shame in that. And maybe limit how much media you take in, because when we're always listening to like the negativity of the news or what's going on in the world, it can get depressing very quickly. And I'm not saying don't be informed, because it's very important to be informed, but maybe be like, kind of like when we were talking about being mindful of our rest, be mindful of those things as well. Like, how do you feel after you consume certain media, or how do you feel after certain activities, and really simplify, right? Simplify the things. Okay, this makes me feel good and this makes me feel bad, and just start there. But you definitely have some sort of feminine energy looking after you. And this could even be somebody that's passed on, that's kind of like your guardian angel looking out for you. I know that my husband's grandmother is definitely this energy that surrounds our little family. So if it's even somebody that's passed on, that they're there and they're watching out for you. So what What a beautiful message. And it's so much abundance, so much good things to look forward to. So definitely get excited, but there's power in the pause. I know it's so hard. It's so hard to hold back. I know that it is just so exciting, especially when we find a new project or a new passion. So hard to not just want to take off at full speed, a full sprint, but we don't want to do that because we don't want to get too burnt out too quickly. All right, so now we're going into the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck here. So I'm going to draw this card here. And we have the Vanishing Mirror. Ego Sublimation? I think that's what it says. You guys will definitely have to be patient with me because I'm very dyslexic. So great choice, right? To read on camera with such dyslexia. And the number is 58. So this could represent 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, and same with our 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months. But we have number 58. So if you see 5 or 8s, that's a really good sign for you. Okay, so let's go into 58 here. All right, the Vanishing Mirror. Do you ever wonder if your self-definition can become too rigid, too fixed around what you've come to learn so that you contract your life into zones of safe versus unsafe? This here is okay, but over there, well, that might not be, maybe too risky. Judgment, fear, self-righteousness, and overconfidence are only some of the traits that keep us from evolving. We are all products of our conditioning, so remember that it is part of the human experience. Yet you are not meant to remain stagnant, seeking only what you expect, even if it appears ambitious. It's still too narrow. You go nowhere when you hesitate to move out of your comfort zone. When you focus too much on yourself in this way, you become a servant of the ego. It edges God out, removing the magic of possibilities. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing only what you are now. If you can let your self-definition soften, moving beyond the veil to your potential, and magical emptiness exists where all things are possible. Look again. Who could you be? What would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself now? Nothing less is required of you now. In this moment, let go of who you think you are and allow a new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as what you are, a partner in co-creation, in service to the divine. Doesn't it feel good? Oh, what a beautiful message, and hopefully I didn't butcher that too much, but definitely kind of very much complements our koala spirit, that spirit has a plan, and to not get too caught up in all the little details, just kind of look up every now and then and just enjoy the things around you. Okay, so let's move on to the Sacred Rebels, and we have here free from judgment, free to love. Let's see here. Free from judgment, free to love. Sorry if you hear that. My dog is sniffing at the door. Just wondering what's going on. Okay. Free from judgment, free to love. Imagine a world so infused with bliss, love, and wonder that you naturally always feel as safe as a nourished, cherished baby in the arms of the universal mother. Life mothers us with kindness, and sometimes when we need it to grow through challenges as well. Accepting this mothering in its gentle and fierce faces can be difficult at times, yet there are those brave enough in spirit to go forth onto their life path with absolute trust in the universal mother, very similar to the other two messages we've been getting. Some are even part of her plan to help mother others so that they too can surrender fear and live more freely. This oracle comes with a message for you. You are learning about mothering and being mothered. You might not do this in a typical way. It might be through bearing children, but it could also be through adopting children, raising children, or otherwise taking care of children and loving them as if they were your own. You might also be learning how to mother on a rather different scale, working with groups, communities, causes of purposes that need your devotion, your energy, your beliefs and your values, and your willingness to be the wild tigress of the supportive shoulder to lean upon in order to bring those worthwhile groups to life. You may also be an aspect of a universal mother on spiritual level. Some people that do this are male, some are female, some have children and some do not. Some are healers and some work in seemingly more ordinary professions. They have a mothering aspect in common and they love and respect life. They believe in life, are moved by compassion, and are genuinely encouraging and respectful of people rather than taking preserved delight when someone stumbles. They want to help. They are ordinary people with extraordinary natural tendencies to nurture life around them. This oracle brings your confirmation that you are amongst the Universal Mother's special clan of nurturing spirits that help to honor life on this planet. You're also being asked to open up and receive more nurturing. You do this for yourself. You can also choose to open up and allow others to nurture you. It might make you feel a little vulnerable at first, especially if you are not used to doing this, but you don't have to worry. You'll get used to valuing yourself enough to know that needing love and affection from another is an opportunity, not only for you to receive, but for someone else to give, which involves them being received too. If you are tired and have been taking care of everyone else, then take some time to shift the pattern and allow life to support you too. The Universal Mother helps the helpers so that they can keep helping. It works rather well, you see, for those that give so much is also receiving abundantly. If you have been asking life for a solution to a specific difficulty you have been having, this oracle comes with the message that a solution is in gestational right now. The situation is already being sorted out, and the resolution will come to fruition very soon. Hold tight and wait for the immediate birth of the resolution. This is also confirmation if you are interested in working with children, the inner child, with art therapy for emotional helping or some sort of uninhibited creative expression that helps dislodge social conditioning and opens one up to more spontaneous, feeling-based existence, then yes, go ahead and do it. The Universal Mother is supporting you, and you cannot get a more powerful ally. This oracle also brings you a message about love. You may find that you are loving or soon will love in a different way. You may worry about this love given that it defies that you have known, or it defies what you have known or been taught about love. Perhaps you're becoming able to love another tremendously even though you don't have much of a personal relationship with them. You might question if this love is real. It is real. It is just happening in a different level to the love and attachments you've experienced when you are involved in a personal relationship with someone. It is not more or less. It is just a different facet of love. It may be that you are opening up to love the planet and her creatures, including the animals, the ocean-dwelling life in your own body, the trees, and so on, more than before. You may feel passionately purposeful about giving your time and energy to causes that protect and nurture the earth and her creatures. You are affirming in this love too. The Universal Mother is operating through you to nurture life. She will support you in your work so that you can continue to come from love, not become drained, depleted, or lost in despair or fear of futility. Instead, you will be energized and expanded by your dedicated service to life. Finally, this oracle has a message for those who may be feeling alone or lonely and in need of a greater nurturing from others. You are asked to stop, relax, center, and settle into your body to feel your connection with life itself. The air in your lungs is the same air that moves the trees. The water in your blood is the same water that fills the ocean and is moved by the phases of the moon. The flesh of your body is the same substance as the body of the earth itself. The heat in your digestive system is the same fire and heat as that from the sun. Feel the connection, then do something nice for another without agenda. Make a donation, even just a small one. Smile, say a prayer, send out good thought, or make a wish to another. That's it. You have connected to life again, and is doing so, life will be connected to you. And so it shall. All right. There is a healing process here, and I will be sure to type that out and put it in the description alone. Well, Aries, what a beautiful message. I hope that this message has touched your heart and that it has helped in some way and has brought you comfort. And if you liked this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.